Hi everyone, so I am doing the end of year book tag, which was originally made by Ariel Bissett. I will link her original video down below. This is an oldie but a goodie and one you can do every year, so let's get into it. The first question is, are there any books you've started this year that you still need to finish? So I started and temporarily DNF'd the Trust of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, which is part of his Secret Projects books. I just wasn't in a stage where I was finishing books. It's been a slow year for me, and it was something that I knew I could enjoy if I temporarily set it down and picked it up again, so I'm hoping to get to that this fall. Do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? Okay, so I'm going to start off with a recommendation of one I've already read, and that is Pretty Dead Queens by Alexa Dunn. This is the same author of The Ivies. It is a slower paced book. This is another YA thriller. It's like a modern spin on Murder, She Wrote, following a dead homecoming queen. And I really enjoyed it. This is more of a suspense small town secrets book than it is a thriller. So the pacing is slower. So I'd go in expecting that. I think it'd make the read more enjoyable, but very much fall vibes set in a cold seaside town. And then there are two books that give fall vibes that I really want to try to get to this year. And that is this In These Hallowed Halls, which is a dark academia anthology. What better time to get to it than the fall? It's the back to school season, it's spooky season, and I'm really hoping to get to this. And then the other one is a middle grade novel called The Glass Witch by Lindsay Puckett, and she has said that this book is Halloween Town meets Hocus Pocus, and I'm very excited to read this. It's supposed to be set close to or on Halloween night, and I'm looking forward to this. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? There's not one that I just absolutely have to read. It's coming out this year. I have to get to it by the end of the year. But I did like The Maid by Nina Prose that came out, I think I read it last year, and I really enjoyed it. It was a great like locked room mystery that I really enjoyed, featuring a character that has similar qualities to somebody with autism or who's on the autism spectrum, and she was just such a lovely character, and I want to see more of her. And there's a sequel coming out in October, I believe, called The Mystery Guest. So that's the one that I'm waiting on. I might put it off till like toward the beginning of the year, because I do think it would be great for those winter cold months. Not that it gets that cold in Houston, but we do get our days. What are 3 books you want to read by the end of the year? Wow, to pick only 3, that's hard. One of which, and I'd be very interested to see which one you think like should be my #1 priority. So I'm going to list my 3. First is Secret History by Donna Tartt. This has been on my TBR for years. I want to read it. I knew about this in high school, still didn't pick it up. I think in high school, either that or early college. I really need to read that one. Then I have The Assassin's Apprentice, which is the first book in the Realm of the Elderlings like saga, and the first in the first trilogy by Robin Hobb. I've been meaning to pick up the series for years. Sam's Nonsense, who's more on Instagram now, doesn't really post YouTube videos anymore, but she raved and raved about this several years ago, and I've been wanting to pick it up ever since, but I've been intimidated because the books are pretty big. It's epic fantasy, but I think fall is a good time to start them, so I'm going to try to pick up the first book. And then the last one of the 3, there are definitely other books I want to pick up, but I think my other priority is Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. Again, this is a book that's been out for a while that I just haven't gotten to, and like this year needs to be the year, and I feel like I need to read this during spooky season, and September, October, and November, I mean, that's all we got, and we're October. Is there any book you think could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? So A, this question requires you to think of your favorite book of the year. And I think for me, that's Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow. And that's a hard book to beat. It really, I loved it. But I think The Secret History may be able to top it. Have you already started making plans for 2023? So this is the last question. And official concrete plans, no. But I have like started just thinking of a couple of things. Nothing concrete. But one of the things is because I've been out of like all of what are the new releases, what are the books representing our current times, I kind of think I'm going to embark on like a new release project next year. I'm trying to read a lot of books that come out in 2023. Oh, whoa, it's going to be 2024. So yeah, 2024. I haven't quite decided if that's going to be it. But I might pick some other projects or goals. If you have ideas, I'm interested. Or if you already know your goals, please list them down below. I'm always like nosy. And again, this is not what I'm going to tag anybody, but if you want to do it, please do it. And if you do it, leave your video down below so I can check it out, because I'd love to see other people's answers to these questions. It's great to kind of start seeing people's ideas for wrapping up their year. So we have about 3 months left, and I know some people read like a book a day, so they're like, year's not over yet. You know, we got a lot. But those of you who don't read that much, maybe you're like a book a week person or a 2 book a week, like you're looking at what, 12 or 24 books. And so, you know, what are those books that you're finishing strong with? It's fun. So yes, I will see y'all later and hope you have happy reading. Bye y'all.